Could you tell us the bad news about what we've lost today?
Yes. So for many of you guys don't know, George Morgan was with the police department for over 22.5 years. Also spent 10 years with the sheriff's department as a jailer. He passed away last night, so our thoughts and prayers are with his family. George just recently moved up to the Indianapolis area, and that they are having a graveside service for him Friday at South Park Cemetery. It will be a military style funeral. George served a little bit of time in the Marines before entering the Army Reserve. So again, he dedicated several years to public safety, and again, his thoughts and prayers are ours are with his family in that. So,
okay, this time I'd just like to take a moment of silence for George. Okay, let's do the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks. Okay. Today is Monday, August the 6th, 2018. Time is 7:05 p.m. The regular meeting of the Greensburg City Council is called to order. At this time, please silence electronic devices. To comply with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the city requests that participants in this meeting complete a voluntary anonymous survey that is available on the table in the back of the room. By Mr. Totesl, he's guarding it tonight. Roll call vote, please.
Diana
Roll
McKenzie.
call.
Here. Kevin Fleetwood.
here.
Darren Covington.
Here.
Jamie Kane.
Here.
And Darrell Poling.
Here.
Okay, before the meeting, you should have received July the 2nd, 2018 minutes. Any corrections to those minutes? Council? I'm hearing none. I'd like to have an approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No old business as far as I know, unless somebody knows some old business. So it's being good anyway. New business, David Fry.
Thank you, Mayor. I think you've been provided with a potential resolution and a map that states a potential cultural district. Just to give you a little history of this, when we went through the community visioning process, there was a lot of talk about additional arts and cultural activities that people would like to see happen within the community and support for those. And then as we got into Stellar, one of the projects that evolved out of that in the SIP was the concept of Main Street being somewhat of a cultural corridor, recognizing that there's a lot of cultural assets along that corridor. And when we did some preliminary work, there's actually over 30 different assets that we can promote within that corridor as far as the state is concerned. So the state came out with a program for state cultural district designation. Currently there's only 7 in the state, but there's no money that comes with the designation as far as extra funding that's available, those types of things. It's basically for promotion and marketing purposes that you can promote that area as a cultural district. So they had a letter of intent that was due in July, so we submitted that given the history from the Stellar process and the cultural corridor field. And they approved our ability to apply to become a state recognized cultural district. That application has to be submitted by September 4th. And one of the pieces that has to be in place for us to apply for that is for a local resolution to have been passed designating it as a cultural corridor. So we have been putting together a spreadsheet. Right now we have, as I said, over 32 cultural assets. We have somewhere between 50 and 100 cultural programs that take place within that district. And we also had to identify the economic assets within the district, and we're up to 125, I believe, that are in our spreadsheet. So there's a lot of positive things going on there. It's really about packaging and promoting. And we're going from the Tree County Playhouse all the way through downtown. We've mirrored the Main Street district in the downtown area, and then going out to Rebecca Park. And as we talked about it, we included the 10-acre site next to Arbor Grove because it will be a green space that could be utilized for art fairs, events, in addition to the soccer program utilizing that space. And then we went back and included the high school auditorium because we have a lot of arts and cultural events taking place there, Chautauqua, school plays, band concerts, that kind of thing. So it all made sense to roll that in within that district. So the key is that once the district is designated, there has to be some oversight of that. So the mayor and I have had conversations about what that looks like. We probably would be reinvigorating the Arts and Cultural Council and having them be the oversight body for the district. What that means is everybody in town just kind of works together to encourage arts-related businesses to locate within that business and to promote those that are already there and to give them a forum for promoting what they're already doing. It's just helping them get the word out that they're part of this district. And over the next 2 to 3 years, we'd be branding that district more and allowing that to happen. So that's kind of a little history, where we are, why we need to do this. The resolution, I think Chris had reviewed, and there haven't really been any changes to that. Maybe number 4, we just changed what the body looks like that oversees it. So, any questions?
How hard is it going to be to reinvigorate the Arts and Culture Council?
We've already had some conversations. I have a list of about 20 people that I showed the mayor, and we have 8 firm commitments to help with that. And their bylaws currently say that there needs to be 11 to 17. And I have 4 people who today said they were going to get back with me, but we're pretty sure that they were going to be a part of that. So I think we have some really good names involved with that. We also want to see the arts organizations themselves represented in that body. So we're talking with players and the gallery and different people and bringing that back together.
Could you provide that list of the assets and so forth that you were talking about to Ashlee to send to the council?
Sure. Yeah, it's
I'm
not
interested in seeing that.
it's not totally finished yet because we're waiting on some organizations to get back with us. But we have businesses that are located within that district that are doing art type of classes and like paint your own pottery, paint a canvas, do various things like that. That's considered programming. The library does a lot of programming in itself that is arts and culture related, and so those programs are listed on there. It's funny when you start compiling it all. Like I said, a lot of it already exists. It just needs better promotion and better support, and that's what this district would help them do.
I may not be comparing apples to apples here, but we have a historical district in which we have stipulations that, for improvements, stipulations for
Right.
things, for property owners. Is there anything like that involved in this?
No. It's really just encouragement of that type of business to develop there. And as Brian and I have had some conversations, from the economic development perspective, they're in the process of adding that into their piece so that they can encourage, if they have somebody that comes into town and says, well, we want to do this art-related business, and here's the best place for you to consider locating that is within this district. So there really aren't any stipulations, other than we have to file an annual report that shows what we've done in the district throughout the year. And theoretically, they could then deny you as a future district, but that's the only requirement there really is. Like I said, mainly it's promotion and marketing that it helps with.
Any other questions? I think it was when David brought this idea, I'm big on arts, and I'm big on a lot of the metal arts. I like that kind of stuff. And I had a great art teacher, Miss Ritchie, park to our community. And I think with the help of the three county players, the group up on the square are starting to move. They got a couple of things. They're going to be invested with us on the fall festival. We got the little trees coming back. Bonsai, yeah. The bonsai trees are coming back. We'll be here then. Plus, they're having a woodworking person up on the square during fall festival. And they're getting involved in the little art group. They just painted the town last Friday. So we're trying to bring it back, and with their help and with David's help and everything, I think let's try to get some more art stuff.
And festivals and events are included as part of the cultural programming that they like to see that happen within the district. So we're submitting those as well, the Tenderloin Throwdown, the Holiday Walk, the Market to Meal, those kinds of things we're adding in there.
So sometimes it would be these different groups, they can form their silos. So is the intent of the council to work with, for instance, Main Street, so we're not duplicating our efforts?
Yeah, that's why we're actually trying to get representatives from each of those organizations to serve on this board as well, so that they're always communicating and keeping that conversation going.
Unless there's some advantages we can't collect more grants.
Right.
With this, being designated. So that helps us on that.
Yeah, the state has been kind of non-committal when it comes to dollars, but there are some indications between the lines that they may eventually be developing some grant funding that are specifically geared towards these districts so that they could then apply for those. So hopefully, if we do the designation and we have the district already in place, we'll be in a good position to be able to apply for those.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we pass resolution 2018, or 2018-15.
Second.
Any other discussions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, Chief Bridges, additional appropriation for in-car cameras.
Good evening. Coming in front of the council tonight to ask for an additional appropriation for $22,420 to be taken from the Public Safety Fund. Again, that's a new fund that we have just started receiving in 2018. I've talked with the mayor, and I do feel it's very important that we have a video camera device in each one of our vehicles and on our officers, just for the simple fact of, with what we're seeing, what we're out there doing, I think it's definitely a great investment. So I'm coming in front of the council tonight to ask for that additional appropriation and to answer any questions you may have.
What was that total?
$22,420.
How many cameras is there?
4. And it goes along with our body cams that we are wearing now. They will just replace those, and it'll be an integrated system to where when you're outside your vehicle, your car camera and your body cam is still going, and they will integrate together so you have volume, and it's picking you up wherever you're going, so everything continues to record. And this will put us up to a car or a camera in every single vehicle. So
Move to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Excellent meeting.
So basically, all I have is I just wanted to announce the 2019 budget workshop will be August 20th at 6:30. Also, along with those same lines, the last I heard, the State Board of Accounts will be also holding a training in our gym on August 22nd, that whole day, from 9 o'clock in the morning on. They have like a regional training in different locations. on different topics, and I honestly, they have not sent me the topics on this one yet, but they had contacted me and basically said, do you know of a good place we can hold this? We can't pay any kind of charge. And I said, actually I do, because we have our gym right here in City Hall. So August 22nd, that whole day, if anybody has any interest, they will be here.
Is that something that other counties will come from?
Yes. I believe it's a 50-mile radius is what they usually try to do. They anticipated maybe 50 to 75 people.
Do you know when we're gonna get the budget to actually look at? Will we get it before the 20th?
Yes. I am hoping, I'm gonna try my hardest, I am hoping no later than the 15th.
Okay, in the package, council was, I've had a few pictures in there, and, there's a couple of them that didn't turn out real well, but, this was the one with the trash cans that we're having trouble with. This one here has bags all over top of it, we've been leaving, yellow forms on the trash can, they're not picking it up. Guys, we need to make sure the lids are closed on these things. I can't have, this one here shows pizza boxes on top and then bags stacked on top of it, all the, and the lids there. So, again, we're asking that the residents please, close their bags. I have this other picture with the recycling can beside lids up and the trash is up. And, it's not gonna help when it picks up with all these bottles in there. But we are tagging them now and not picking them up. There's a phone number to call us. We come out and we talk to them and tell them why we didn't pick it up. What needs to be done so that we can pick these up. And if they need extra cans, they can go to the water company and order some cans, Sarge. Order some cans and, over there, so that was one of the problems that we've had here over the last couple of weeks. Heavy trash week is here. There's some stuff out, so we're getting it right now. It'll be interesting to see how the week ends. Also, another problem that was brought to my attention is addresses on housing. We've had a couple of our water people going out to do reads to locate water lines and stuff. Well, the problem is there's 3 houses together that doesn't have an address on the building. I think we've kind of slipped over the years since 911, and we need to really address this and have our city address that. So we will be starting to send out letters referencing 911 also. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. My mailbox got hit the other day, and so we had to put a stander back up, and I noticed that my numbers were on it, but they was a little wrinkly, so they could have a problem. But the police and fire need to, but it's just the other people that need to know where you live too. So
I wondered if instead of mailing letters, would it be better to just leave a tag, like we're doing with the waste? Maybe put a tag on their tote?
we can.
Maybe we try that for a month or two and see how.
Read it.
Well, I gotta go collect their tote, right?
Yeah, I don't care whichever way.
I was just thinking maybe that's,
Right.
obviously you don't pay for stamps for all that.
Well,
That might
we're
take
talking
care of half
about,
of them.
well, what we're talking about the water company right now is getting rid of the small cards. We're working on getting pricing for letters. I don't know if any of you guys had trouble, but the last couple of months, my little card was all crunched up and kind of bent up because it's so small and so light with the new machinery. We're thinking about, Donna's getting me some prices on what it would cost to go with the letter and the billing in the packet, and then that way we may be able to communicate better with our citizens, of telling them of all the different projects and stuff that are going on and how to get around them. It would just be a little extra, like Tree City News or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, we're talking about it, see what kind of cost we're talking about. We are having quite a bit of problem with the cards because they are so light and they get jammed up in machines, and some people have been getting them in sandwich bags from the post office. So, but I had got one or two the other day, or last month I got one. So it was a little tore up. But I still knew I had to pay my water bill, so it didn't matter. But that's something that we're looking into and trying to solve. But that may be something that will help us on that meter. But we can go out and hang more tags, and when the guys are out reading, they don't find something, they can put a note or leave a note on the door or something. But we are looking at new tags for the trash collectors too. We have bright yellow ones right now, using old ones, but it doesn't really convey that new product that we have. It's an old product. So that's what's going on in the trash and the address world. It's just something I think we need to address. Had a young person talk to me about that in one area they had people go around and paint around on the bottom of their curbs and had the numbers on there, which would work in some additions and some it wouldn't. But if you didn't park in front of your house, it would be a great way. And, you know, it's kind of fluorescent. Of course, then if it's 10 inches of snow, you ain't gonna see it. But during the rest of the time, you would be able to see it. But that's something, again, we're talking about. And we'll look into that and maybe a little bit more too. Any way to get out there where we can find everybody. Okay, council business. You know, you got the dates for the next workshop. This is the 22nd. And what time did we say? Oh, see, I messed it up. It's 22nd when we're having the
At 6:30.
budget is, and you'll have a thing in it at August 15th, and it's the 20th.
No later than 15.
That's what I got written down. Okay. So, if there's no other business for the council, I'd like to have approval to go home.
You want a Board of Works?
Oh, yeah, I guess Mayor G.
I got to toot my horn once.
We didn't do anything in the Board of Works, did we?
Not a whole lot.
I don't know.
Very quickly, Jeff Smith came, we paid payout number 16, $396,797.67. Also, a couple of engineering contracts, one for the Gas Creek sewer, sanitary sewer, $49,200, and the replacement of force main under the Sand Creek, that's $50,200. And Chief Bridges didn't ask for any money, but he came to the Board of Works, purchasing a new vehicle to replace the one that was in an accident, and we approved that. And let's see, request for a second K-9, and there will be no money put out for that. That'll be paid for with grants and donations. And the mayor talked about the building permit for the new jail. Mr. Nobby was here from the county. They asked for the city to waive the permits, $5,859, and we agreed to do that. Also, back up to Chief Bridges, and I've got a picture here if you want to see it, but an armored peacekeeping vehicle. We have put our name in to receive this. Shelbyville has it right now. It's at no cost to the city. The only cost to the city will be insurance and upkeep, and again, it's a peacekeeping armored vehicle. And then we also agreed to sell an old tractor, that is not safe for the city workers to be using, that will be put in the auction at the power of the past. That's it.
We're trying to get more money out to, fast it's that old.
Mr. Mayor, I'll put this person on the spot, but we have the interim director from Main Street. If she would want to introduce herself to the council.
Well, of course. Come on, you can. Come on in.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, my name is Tara or Annie Nunley. I truly will answer either one. I am the new interim director for Main Street Greensburg, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Welcome. Thank you.
So in your packet, you should have found the high school budget. The school, not just the high school, but the school. I forgot to tell you that. And then the grass letters, looks like we did pretty good getting them all completed pretty well. So we're still out there looking and picking up. Got our building permits and stuff going on. That permits are starting to pick up. So on there, so doing pretty good. Okay, now can we go home?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, let's go.